So these are what are known as raw forms of public opinion. These types of public opinion are less representative of the population compared to public opinion polls. Why? Because they are based on convenience samples. Remember, these are those members of the public that might feel very strongly about a particular issue and then want to express those opinions. But what that also means is that it could misrepresent the actual amount of anger or happiness about particular policies in the United States, as opposed to a pollster randomly selecting individuals from a population. These individuals who feel a certain way are self-selecting into a sample. So what might some of these raw forms of public opinion look like? Well, if you pick up a hard copy of a newspaper, you might see something called letters to the editor. These are those individuals that have taken the time, and it does take some time, to write a short letter to the editor about any number of political issues that come before the American public. So this takes time and effort. You can imagine that the mom or dad with a newborn baby is probably not taking the time to write a letter to the editor when the baby needs fed or changed at 3 o'clock in the morning. Second place that you might see some of these raw forms of public opinions is online comment sections. Now, I'm guessing as you hear me say that, you might be cringing a little bit at some of the things you read in online comment sections. Keep that in mind. Not everyone posts in online comment sections. We know from academic research that men are more likely to publish in online comment sections. So that would mean that they're not representative based on gender. We also know that individuals who feel stronger about particular issues are also more likely to comment. So in these particular instances, these comments are not representative of any form of public opinion beyond those individuals who have decided to select themselves into an online comment section and actually write something. The other type of raw public opinion is online interactive polls. These are what are known as quick polls. So you might see this, for example, at the top of a newscast. So Sean Hannity does this on his show on Fox News. He might ask a question of those individuals who are watching and have them respond either online or calling in, and then he'll post the results at the end of the show. This is a type of public opinion. It's a type of raw public opinion, though. These individuals, again, have self-selected into this pool of individuals of expressing their opinion. They haven't been randomly selected, and they only reflect the individuals who have been watching the show or who saw the question and wish to respond. So again, it's not an accurate reflection of public opinion. It's an accurate reflection of only those individuals who have decided to participate. Part of the reason why on those shows in the evening with these types of quick polls, you see public opinion being represented as like 90% to 5% for or against a particular issue. It again goes back to partisan selective exposure, that we oftentimes are watching these shows based on political beliefs, and that these quick polls are essentially gauging the beliefs of all the partisans that are watching. So what might be some of the consequences of raw public opinion? And I've given you two examples here in terms of thinking about comment sections as well as these types of quick polls. What they can do is they can misrepresent the extent of true opinions in a population. That can be somewhat problematic. If we think that all individuals around us are thinking a certain way, it could influence, for example, how we interpret election outcomes, whether or not we believe the electoral process or the public policy process is fair. So this is important for understanding and assessing how public opinion is measured. Public opinion can have very real consequences for policymakers, for campaigns, as well as for citizens. And it's important to understand how individuals attempt to measure public opinion accurately to then understand what is the range of opinions that exist in the population. So we've now concluded our thinking in terms of public opinion. And looking at political beliefs and behaviors and understanding the attitudes that might exist, as well as how to measure these attitudes. In the next set of videos that we're going to be looking at in this particular module of the course, we're going to be looking at how individuals go on to behave and enact these particular opinions. So we're going to be looking at political participation and the various forms of political participation that our attitudes, beliefs, and values about the American politics engenders.